Here are the top predictions for 2020. The exiles because of anger and intestine hatred will bring a great conspiracy to bear against the king. Secretly they will place enemies as a threat, and his own old ones against them. Sedition. This quatrain refers to a man leading a powerful state, Donald Trump, the president of the USA, to political intrigues, conflicts, and a king in danger. Although attacked from all sides, Trump will be re-elected as president of the USA. Destructive earthquakes. The prophet announced the occurrence of a strong earthquake in the future that will lead to the sinking of the entire state of California under the ocean's water. Also, the seer predicted the occurrence of some cataclysms that will radically modify the world map, and also the outbreak of the Third World War, which would start in the Middle East. Nostradamus foretold a great earthquake in 2020, in America. In the New World, the Westlands, California seems to be the logical guess. This will happen next time Mercury is retrograde in Cancer, between June 18th and July 12th. Europe is no safer from earthquakes this year. It's not a matter of whether a seism will take place, the question is when exactly in 2020 it will happen. The next earthquake will measure between 7 and 7.4 grades on Richter's magnitude scale, and it will happen in Turkey. Economic crisis in 2020. Are we on the verge of an economic crisis in 2020? The analysts' opinions from around the world are divided, but no one denies that black clouds have gathered upon the global economy. Hundreds of closed hedge funds will go bankrupt, and the international exchange market will need to close in short time, maybe even for a week, to stop the panic of selling shares that will slowly envelop the stock markets. Nostradamus also predicted the 2008 crisis, and in 2020, things are not great. The exchange markets are in free fall and have reached panic levels. The end of the crisis is still out of sight. The United States is facing an economic stagnation for several years. The economic fundamentals are no longer applying today. Brexit in 2020. A great empire will fall near a great bridge near a spacious plain. The great lion with the imperial forces will cause a falling outside the austere city. Through fear the gates will be unlocked for him. The raised wall represents Great Britain, which will leave the European Union in 2020 and will trigger economic collapse. This decision will prove to be historical, and it could lead to the fall of the United Kingdom because Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland don't agree with the withdrawal of the United Kingdom from the European Union. England will have a new king. Nostradamus quatrain doesn't specify if Queen Elizabeth, the monarch with the longest reign, will die, or the reason why Great Britain will have a new king. Wildfires on a staggering scale. Wildfires will occur in Europe, Greece, Croatia, and heat waves will hit countries such as Portugal, Spain, Netherlands, Germany, and France. In 2020, America will be melted by wildfires and excessive heat. New Mexico and California, New Mexico, Palm Springs, Los Angeles. Record number of storms. According to Nostradamus' prediction, the year 2020 will register a record number of storms that will transform into hurricanes. America is going to be the victim of some of the strongest tornadoes ever registered. Some of the tornadoes will have a diameter of 1.6 kilometers and will sweep in a line up to 48 kilometers, with wind speed over 320 kilometers per hour. Sea level rise. In the quatrains, it is foretold that pieces of what is today known as Antarctica will detach and melt, which will lead to the rise of sea level by several meters. The scientists also draw attention to this matter. They claim that today's temperatures had also registered 3 billion years ago when the ocean level was much higher than now. The consequences of this increase could be hurricanes, flooding, a lot of refugees, water and food crisis, and global conflicts. Big war. A great Eastern power will win the war against another great Western power, China versus the USA. The prediction of the famous French doctor could come true, considering the American economics experts' claims, which are talking about the USA and Trump's economic policy regarding import restrictions, and despite Trump's assurances, they foresee a gloomy scenario. Implanted chips. The French prophet had seen in one of his visions how people will walk on the streets with chips implanted in their bodies. In reality, an American company from Wisconsin has already put into practice this idea. The employees had chips implanted to replace the badges and presents at work. Humans will live on the moon. In one of his visions, Nostradamus saw people living on the moon in 2020. On the other hand, scientists claim that NASA is planning moon expeditions next year. Kim Jong-un will be dethroned. According to Nostradamus, Kim Jong-un will be dethroned by his people, who will rebel.